So input type file name equals user file. Make sure you check for capitalization. Okay, so that's our end of our label. Input type equals submit. Name equals upload. Value upload. Okay, so just double check. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. So they'll be able to choose a file, and sorry, my graphics tablet keeps clicking buttons. They'll be able to choose a file. So let me show you the file save, refresh. So it'll open up the file. You can click on the file and then hit upload. Okay. Now, obviously, it's not really going to do anything. It'll just take you to, a website. So we're not going to worry about that. There we go. Okay. Moving on down to a submit, so that it submits all of the data at the end of your form. Now remember, all this goes to the back end at this point, and that's a whole different language and system. But we got the front end done, which is always nice because it makes things easier on us. Okay, let me fix my syntax error. Double check, submit with the capital, and then boom. So now we're finished with the various input types. However, there are some things that you can add to make it more customized. So here's some extra stuff. Ooh, not that. All right, so let's take a look. Placeholders and text box name. So if you want to give them an example of what can be put there. So for name, you can do placeholder name. So I'm going to come up to name, and I'm going to type placeholder equals name. And whatever I type here will show up in that box. Okay, so if I just file save, Control S, now name is there. All right. So then we'll go into the text area, which is our next one. And put, let's see, and after our comments here. Okay, placeholder. Ooh. Here we go. I know I've messed something up. There we go. Placeholder equals share your comments, questions, and recipes. Okay. Field sets. So for a longer form, you may want to group certain types of input together. For example, name and contact information in one group, and skills and experience in a different group. You can group input using the field set opening and closing elements. Place the opening and closing field set around the input you want to visually group together. To add a caption to the grouping, so like text that goes above it or below it, depending on where you put it in the code. You can use the legend element with the opening and closing tags, legend and close legend. Students will add the field set element into the parts of your previous code for input areas that they want to group. For example, code below is going to group the original text and email inputs into a legend with the text your info. It will also group radio, checkbox, and text area inputs into a legend for the text. Please share the following, and you should pay attention to the highlighted areas in the code as they show the appropriate syntax for using field set and legend elements. So make sure you pay attention to these. All right. See the screenshot below. What the code should look like in a web browser. All right. So this is basically what our stuff should look like now. All right. So we've got form as our title, body, so on and so forth. Okay, body, form action. Okay, we're going to use that one from before. Equals http://contoso.com/enter.php and method equals post. I'm coming all the way down here at the bottom and type that /form. Or it's just going to do it for me. All right. So we need to add this field set here. Field set. Close that field set down after your email. So find the email. Ooh, this is a little jumped up. Okay. Let's see here. Name, comments. Okay, so I'm going to grab the email section, cut it, paste it. So now I have name and email, and then I'm going to close the field set there, and then create a new field set. Ooh, before I do this, we need to go back and do our legend, which is legend your info. Okay, and it closed it. Label name, close, break, label email, input type email, name email, label, close field set. I'm gonna make a new field set. We're gonna delete the close and close it here down at the very bottom after the submit. Okay, come back up here to the top and do this legend. Let's see. So we need to make sure field set. Okay. Legend, please share the following. All right. So I know a lot of it isn't probably going to be perfectly there. Let's see, we have I found this website through. My diet is mostly I am looking for, so it's like this section. And then the comments. Okay, so I'm fine with us just having this. So let's hit file save. I don't want you to delete a bunch of this stuff because we have plans for it. So then we're going to come back here. So you can see it's grouped it up nice and neat in these boxes. Okay, that's the field set. And then you have your legends here, which are like titles for these field sets. So it's nice. You can separate things and keep things organized. You could, ideally you would move, obviously your password, birth date, this information up here. You would probably put your comments down here, and so on and so forth. But yeah, we didn't go through and completely customize it. So that is the end of the notes and examples. Now, the reason why I don't want you to go through and delete anything while we were kind of shuffling things around, now you basically have a template. So you can come through here and comment, name form, and then email form, so that when you need to go back later and say, oh, I got to put this, I can text area comment. I can easily just go back, copy and paste. Okay, so to search form. And remember, your comments do not show up on the website itself. So they're just for you, the coder. Let's see, this one was radio button form, single choice. And then this one, checkbox form, any choice. You can choose more than one. And then here we have a drop down. File upload form. Yeah, and then our submit down here at the very bottom. So make sure you have everything commented so that you can easily just go back, copy and paste, and change these values. So now we're going to get into the actual assignment. So make sure that your website form focuses on your computer science career that you chose in the About page and have continued. So here are some things that you might want to take into consideration when you create your form. So whether to buy video games online or answer questions for a survey, almost everyone has at one time or another filled out a form on a web page. Forms are such useful additions to websites. They're popular commercial applications for creating forms, like Google Forms. Students now have skills to create your own form. To apply your knowledge of forms and input types, you should first kind of ask yourself these questions. When someone comes to your website, what information or activity are visitors searching for in your website? So why are they there? What is your current product release status of a game being designed? So if you're creating a video game, what's the status? Is it in alpha, beta? Is it released? What update are you on? What version? Is there an open time slot for you to have a meeting so you can do the date? What are your current stock values? Do you sell a product they want to buy? What kind of gaming consoles are they? So on and so forth. It's just some questions. You don't have to answer or use those. It just gives you an idea. Based on your answers, what type of input is best suited for each of these pieces of information? So a text box, checkbox, or a date. For example, a gaming store website, they could use various input types to gather the information needed to provide a custom list of properties of interest. So what city your customer's from would be a text box. Okay, you can say Houston. You can type that in. Looking to buy or trade games, you would do radio buttons, buy, trade, or sell. Desired price range, drop-down menu. You can give different options, 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, so on and so forth. Video games desired, do check boxes.